Long before Rome rose, this land was wild and untouched. Rolling hills, dense forests, and mist-filled valleys stretching as far as the eye could see. In the Alban Hills, Alba Longa appeared, a city of stone walls, wooden roofs, and sacred groves overlooking Lake Albano. Its streets and early temples bustled with villagers carrying ancient traditions, while priests tended sacred fires, guiding their people with wisdom. The hills themselves were holy, dotted with shrines and reflecting the whispers of gods. Across these lands, the future of Rome was quietly taking shape, a small settlement destined for greatness. Yet Alba Longa would fade, its walls crumbling, leaving only echoes in the mist. Today, the Alban Hills stand in quiet reflection, silent witnesses to Rome's forgotten beginnings. Alba Longa may be gone, but its story endures, the mother of a city that would shape the world. The mighty city of Troy was engulfed in flames. Its walls collapsed, wooden houses burned, and chaos consumed the streets. Amid the destruction, Aeneas carried his father Anchises on his shoulders and held his young son's hand, pressing forward with courage and hope. Under a star-filled sky, divine light guided him, as ships awaited to carry the survivors across the Mediterranean. Battling waves and winds, they sailed toward Italy, driven by fate. Upon arrival, the Trojans stepped onto green shores, weary but determined to build a new home. Aeneas met the Latin people with respect, while young Ascanius grasped the ceremonial spear, symbolizing the continuation of Troy's legacy. In the Alban Hills, Alba Longa was founded. Stone structures rose, sacred fires burned, and a new city emerged. Alba Longa had risen to prominence. Perched on the Alban Hills, the city thrived with stone fortifications, temples, and orderly homes. Its influence stretched across the Latin region, as small towns and villages acknowledged Alba Longa as their center of power. Within its walls, Latin leaders gathered to discuss laws, alliances, and governance, making the city the political heart of the region. Kings, claiming descent from the legendary Aeneas, sat on stone thrones, cloaked in ceremonial robes, commanding respect and obedience. Sacred rituals honored the gods beneath ancient oak trees, while elders taught the young the customs and wisdom of their ancestors, ensuring the city's legacy endured. In the distance, Rome remained a small riverside settlement, while Alba Longa loomed over the hills, respected and feared, its walls glowing in sunset light, a city of enduring power and authority. Alba Longa was ruled by King Numitor, a calm and just leader who governed with wisdom. But in the shadows, his brother Amulius burned with ambition, craving power at any cost. In 767 BCE, betrayal struck. Loyal guards turned against Numitor, chaos consumed the palace, and the rightful king was overthrown. Amulius seized the throne, ruling through fear and injustice, casting a dark shadow over Alba Longa. To secure his power, he targeted Numitor's daughter, Rhea Silvia. Young and innocent, she was condemned to a life she did not choose. Forced into priesthood, she knelt before the sacred altar, sworn to never bear children. Believing all threats removed, Amulius walked confidently through his palace, convinced his rule was secure. But destiny had other plans. Within the temple, the sacred fire stirred, shadows danced, and fate quietly awakened, ready to change history forever. Aegon says the father was Mars, the god of war himself, a divine claim that marked the unborn children as destined for greatness. When King Amulius learned the truth, fear gripped his heart. He saw not children, but threats to his stolen throne. Without mercy, he gave a cruel order, and the newborn twins were taken from the palace under cover of darkness. At the raging river Tiber, the guards released the basket into the waters, leaving the children to the mercy of fate. But the river did not claim them. Gently, it carried the basket to safety, laying it upon the quiet riverbank at dawn. There, a she-wolf found the twins. Beneath a fig tree, Romulus and Remus were nursed and protected, watched over by legend itself. Years later, The brothers walked toward their destiny, unaware of their true origins, yet carrying within them the future of Rome. Aemilius' reign of fear came to an end when Romulus and Remus confronted the tyrant, and justice was finally delivered within the palace of Alba Longa. With the usurper defeated, Numitor was restored to the throne, and order returned to the city. Though victory was theirs, the twins chose a different path. Standing above Alba Longa, they turned their eyes toward a future yet to be written. In the wide valley of the river Tiber, they found untouched land, quiet, fertile, and full of promise. In 753 BCE, Romulus marked the sacred boundary of a new city, laying the foundations of Rome. It began humbly, with wooden huts, dirt paths, and hard-working people, unaware of the empire to come. As Rome slowly grew, tension rose in the distance, with Alba Longa still standing across the hills. Under a burning sunset, the two cities faced one another, bound by blood, history, and destiny at the dawn of a story that would shape the world. Rome and Alba Longa stood face to face, two armies ready for war, yet unwilling to destroy one another completely. To avoid total bloodshed, a single decision was made. The fate of two cities would rest on 6 lives. The duel was brutal and unforgiving. Steel clashed, dust filled the air, and brother fought brother until only one Roman warrior remained standing. Rome was victorious, but the silence of the battlefield spoke of terrible loss. The fate of Alba Longa now lay in the hands of Rome's king, Tullus Hostilius. Ruthless and unyielding, he chose power over mercy. In 670 BCE, Alba Longa was destroyed. Its walls were torn down, its homes burned, and smoke rose where a proud city once stood. The people were forced to leave, marching toward Rome, looking back at the land they would never return to. By 668 BCE, Alba Longa was erased from history, its hills left silent, while Rome rose stronger from its mother's ashes. By 668 BCE, Alba Longa had vanished. Its hills fell silent, its stones buried beneath earth and time, as if the city had never existed. But Alba Longa did not truly die. Its people lived on, moving into Rome and carrying their traditions, beliefs, and memories with them. From these families came Rome's earliest noble bloodlines, shaping its leadership and future. Ancient Alban rituals continued in Roman temples, keeping sacred fires and ceremonies alive. These traditions helped form Roman identity, discipline, duty, and devotion to the gods. As centuries passed, Rome rose in power, spreading across hills and rivers, becoming the heart of an empire. Yet without Alba Longa, Rome would not exist. The lost city lived on as Rome's foundation. Today, the Alban Hills remain silent, but Alba Longa endures in history, the forgotten mother of Rome.